Welcome to Moviefone's Unscripted. I'm Sienna Miller and I'm here with Guy Pearce to talk about our movie Factory Girl. So we're going to ask each other some questions and some of the questions that people have sent in, and I'm going to start with the first question. So this is from Francie in San Jose, California. What was it like to live in the head of Andy Warhol? in the head?
Well, I didn't really fit very well
Didn't
in the
you?
head. No, it was a little squashy in there. You know, they're big shoes to take on. It's a big head to take on, I think. It's fascinating. I mean, there's a lot written about Andy, and there's a lot. I think there's a lot of preconceived ideas and notions about who Andy actually was.
This is so surreal. Like, it's so unfamiliar. No, please continue. I'm very impressed.
Sorry. No, I'm taking this very seriously. What was I saying?
It was big shoes.
Well, it was big shoes and a big head to fit into.
I think you did a great job.
Thank you very much. I think it was really fascinating because we got to do a lot of research, as you know, and really delve into, I suppose, stuff that other people wouldn't necessarily know about, you know, just kind of how sensitive Andy was and how fragile he was and how troubled he was. So, pretty interesting.
Listen, I have met the most remarkable lady. Old money. Very old. Father struck oil out west. She escaped to art school in Cambridge. Made her way down here last year.
Now, is that the Andy Warhol?
Mm-hmm. You want to meet him?
Of course.
Edie, this is Andy.
Hi.
Oh, it's just amazing to meet you. I think you're just a genius.
Oh.
No one is doing anything like you right now, and that in itself is a sign of brilliance, don't you think?
Well, you're the boss, Alpha Saucy.
Okay, this is from Joe in Los Angeles.
I like the way you read it and then make it like your own question.
Well, you know,
can you
I'll
do
sit
it
and do
as
it.
Joe, please?
Okay. All right, this is Joe from Los Angeles, California. What do you think Edie got out of her friendship with Andy and Andy got out of his friendship with Edie?
Little stiff there, Joe.
Yeah, I think he came from Texas
Oh, did he?
before he went to Los Angeles.
Sure, absolutely fine.
Thanks.
Feasible.
Do you remember the question?
Yeah, yes. I think that there was something when they came together that they realised was sort of limitless possibilities. I don't know, that's the sense that I get. And they were both kind of looking for what the other one was doing. I mean, Edie wanted to escape from the upper class background and the world that Andy was so obsessed with. And that's the irony. I mean, he fell in love with that side, with her breeding, and she just was running away from that. So I think they were both sort of running from something and ran into each other, and it was just the energy that happened between them. They were just this dynamic duo.
Oh, Mom, aren't you proud? Pretty soon money will be falling off trees. I won't need any help at all.
There's a novel idea.
Well, Mom, don't you think that Fuzzy would get a kick out of all of this?
Oh, please, your father's so square he doesn't even pee in the shower.
Hello?
I think your daughter's gonna be super famous.
And what would be the value in that, Mr. Warhol?
Oh, well, I think everybody wants to be famous.
Well, I had much higher hopes for Edith.
And I think they also, you know, I think there was clearly sort of a safety issue, you know, for them in their lives in regard to the various people that they met. And I think when they came across each other, they probably immediately felt quite safe as far as, you know, both coming from, I guess, troubled backgrounds on some kind of level, you know, and feeling safe in being able to sort of expose themselves to each other. I mean, I think that Edie talked about not getting as close to Andy as she would have liked.
Yeah, I think she felt that she could get so close, but there was always a barrier. But I mean, I read an account that he slept in bed with her one night because she was scared. Did you ever read that one?
Yeah.
And he just lay awake watching her hands that would twitch even in her sleep.
Yeah.
And it was so touching, that image, because he would have obviously just been like, oh God, oh God.
Right. Oh, don't touch me.
Yeah. Oh. But I think, yeah. I was going to say something really interesting that's gone. What's next?
You were. Unscripted.
Oh God.
Well, with all the research material that, you know, and all the various people that we got to meet and the books that we got to read, there were obviously the audio recordings of Andy and Bridget, as well as Andy and Edie. Did you find that was I mean, for me personally, I actually found that was the most helpful kind of stuff. I mean, how about you, as far as actually hearing her in a sort of real time situation?
I think that, I mean, because watching the films, you know, you get a sense of what she was like, but you know that she's being filmed, and that she sort of really came alive when the camera was on, and also that it was a performance. You know, she came across as far more powerful in those movies that we watched. So hearing an actual conversation, I agree, you totally get a sense of who this person is, and all the panic when she was trying to, you know, she was concerned about doing an interview and she was nervous about it, and it's kind of voyeuristic. You feel like you're really, it's odd to hear someone's private conversation, but fascinating at the same time. Yeah, that for me was definitely the most helpful thing. Do you think that Factory Girl is a movie that Andy would have made, and do you think he would have approved?
You know, it might have been a movie that he made. He might have made it a little differently, though. He might have just turned the camera on and let us kind of go about our business instead of...
A few more microphones in the shots. And
yeah. But there's kind of a Warholian element to the film, I suppose, with all the Super 8 and, you know...
I agree. Yeah, that kind of stuff is my favourite stuff, I think, is the cutting between the Super 8 and the cine film and then back to real film. You really kind of get the chaos that was going on in that time, I really feel.
As well as their sort of... attraction to the various forms of media that they had, you know, the various forms of recording and the different cameras that they had. I think that was a huge part of who they were and expressing
themselves. And using
themselves.
those 60s cameras as well.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever had such a serious conversation. This is great.
I know, we should have talked about this before we made the movie. Can we go back and make the movie all over again? We've got some great ideas now.
Oh, gosh. I want to ask you something silly. Have you ever played Cliff, Marry, Shag?
Yes, actually.
Have you?
No.
No, you don't have to play that. That'll get you in big trouble. If you had to eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Well, chocolate.
Just chocolate, but you couldn't live off it, could you?
Well, I mean, if that...
Only that meal for the rest of your life. Or what's your last meal? A big plate of chocolate?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
You love M&Ms. Guy ate M&Ms constantly. Was that an Andy thing?
Well, Andy loved chocolate. It's hard to find...
Oh, the Hershey's Kisses.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Hershey's. I'm more of a fan of M&Ms.
It's weird. It's funny. Sorry.
I'm much more of a fan of Australian Cadbury chocolate.
English Cadbury's is the best. Cadbury's is English. It's undisputable. Actually, Swiss chocolate is probably the best.
So yes, it would be chocolate, I think.
Okay.
And you?
It's today it's roast chicken with roast potatoes and gravy. I think a very English meal.
Edie's clothing is such an integral part of the film. What was your favourite outfit?
It's really hard to choose a favourite outfit because they were all so amazing, and what I loved was just the variety in what she wore. I love the red and black stripy dress. I think it's actually the dress I'm wearing in the poster. That was a great one. Oh, and there was a backless dress, a gold backless dress that was beautiful.
That you wore at the
when I
the
first
scene
meet the musician. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
At the Scene nightclub.
The musician.
I think
there was that crocheted number that you wore when
the crocheted number was great.
Yeah.
That was a great dress.
More
you
like
see,
a sort of a tennis ball holder than anything else.
it's like choosing a favourite child. You just can't really.
But
John
you have
Dunn,
to in the end, don't you? You have to pick a
John
favourite.
Dunn is amazing, the person that did the wardrobe design, and he just was flawless. I mean, hats and huge. Remember those huge sunglasses? Literally
Yeah, and they
half.
seem to get bigger and bigger. As
They
we
did.
wish.
They grew as we went on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the earrings got heavier. I'm surprised I don't have earlobes under.
Like those African women.
Yes. It's very PC. Well done.
Well, it's true.
You were great in Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. If you and Sienna, if you and me were to star in a movie musical together, what would it be and who would you each play?
Well, I think it would have to be the Rocky Horror Show.
Magenta.
Yes. You would play Magenta and I would play Frank.
Or we could play Brad and Janet.
We could.
We would be quite a funny Brad and Janet.
I think we would be quite a
Neither of them Benny Monroe had.
Well, we did a little bit
Wait,
of that.
you sing that? Guy loves the Rocky Horror Show. Oh, that's such a great musical. I want to do it now. Thanks,
How'd you do,
Jodie.
If someone was to come and visit you on set, which no one ever would, what would they find in your trailer?
Lawrence, you just don't want to know. I just read that probably...
You had that little dog in your trailer once.
Oh, I steal
You
people's
had
dogs
Marcus'
and keep them in
little
my trailer.
dog.
I did have that little rattling. Not quite rattling. It looked like a small... this person, I stole the dog, didn't I? And it was
Yeah.
dressed up, it was a chihuahua and it had hoodies. And the hoodies made its eyes do this. It just looked miserable.
And its
So
name
you
was
might
Little
find
One.
someone else's dog.
Yeah.
What else might you find in my trailer? You can probably answer.
Cigarettes.
You'd find a couple of cigarettes, maybe, a few lighters, a candle, an iPod, a pillow.
Bit of mess.
Certainly a lot of mess, some socks, probably, a
Yeah.
blanket.
A couple of CDs.
Some CDs.
Did you have CDs or just your iPod?
No, I had CDs and DVDs as well.
DVDs.
Of Edie and Andy.
Oh, that's right. Well, I mean, I guess it depends on which film we're talking about specifically.
Yes, and then some other personal artifacts that I don't think I should
Go into.
No. Smelly socks, things like that.
Okay, well, there we go. Thank you very much to Sienna and to Moviefone and to all of you for sending in your questions. I hope we answered them successfully. Please check out Factory Girl. It has a wonderful performance by Sienna playing Edie Sedgwick.
And an amazing performance by Guy as Warhol.
Thank you, darling.
Thank you, Popsy.
How was that? Was that all right?
Was it a bit better than my last?
Oh, yeah. We're just going to do a picture.
And did he approve it or not?